Hello everyone, in today's video I will be sharing another delicious and awesome recipe that you will enjoy. This slow cook oven baked sirloin roast with veggies is mouth-watering and so delicious. So here are the ingredients. In here I have some sirloin that I already cleaned and cut, and I took the excess fat, that way it's not too fatty. And I just washed this and drained. And I have some few potatoes in here that I peeled and cut in chunk, and I just put this on the water, that way it will not turn brown. And I'll be using canola oil. I'll be seasoning with some garlic salt and also steak marinade and seasoning for the meat, and oregano, Montreal Steak seasoning, paprika. I'll be using Cajun seasoning and cumin. And with this also, everyone, I'll be using some carrots. This is just a small bag of carrots and about maybe 8 ounces. And I have few cloves of garlic. I have about 11 to 12. And then I have a medium sized onion that I cut into rings. And also, everyone, we're going to be needing about 2 cups of water. On this bowl, everyone, I'm going to add all my spices. So I'm going to add the cumin, paprika, Cajun seasoning, the Montreal steak, the garlic salt, everything. That way I can season this to our steak. And you can use any other seasoning if you want to, but I prefer using this. That way it will give my sirloin a really nice taste. Alright everyone, this is how it looks. I got all the spices together. So now I'm just gonna give this a good mix and make sure that everything is well incorporated. Alright, so now it's time to pour the oil in our sirloin. And once you pour the oil on the sirloin, just make sure you rub it really good. And I'll be using some steak seasoning as well, just a little bit, maybe 1 tablespoon. This is just an optional, you don't have to use the steak seasoning. So I'm just gonna give this a good mix before I add my spice. So I'm just mixing the oil and the steak seasoning on my sirloin. Now it's time to add our spices mixture. So just pour everything and make sure that you rub this to the sirloin very well, and make sure that the sirloin is well coated with these spices. This is gonna give a really good taste to the sirloin. So just keep mixing and make sure it's there. And this is how it looks, everyone. So now everyone, in this skillet, I'm going to be adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. I'm using corn oil because I don't have any olive oil. As you can see, the skillet is pretty hot. So it's almost ready for our steak. So now I'll be adding the sirloin steak. And I'm going to time this about 8 minutes on each side before I bake this. So what I'm doing on here, everyone, is I'm just searing the steak. That way it will give it a nice color. So now it's time to flip our steak. So I just want that nice brown color before I bake this. And remember, the oven is preheated at 300 degrees, and we're gonna bake this for 3 hours. So now I'm gonna take this steak out from the skillet and mix my butter and onions and garlic. Alright, using the same skillet, I'm gonna add my butter. I'm just adding a few tablespoons of butter. You can add about one stick of butter, or you know, just as little butter as you want to. And now we're just gonna pour the onion rings and give this a good mix. So I let this saute for about 2 to 3 minutes, including with the garlic. That way it will have a nice fragrance. Now the onions has been sauteing for about 2 minutes, everyone. You can season the onions, everyone, with some salt and black pepper if you want to. Alright, so now this is almost ready, and we're gonna add the water. I'm using about 2 cups of water in here. If you have chicken broth or beef, you can use that as well, but I don't have any of that, so I'm using water. So now what I'm gonna do, everyone, is I'm gonna add my meat back to the skillet, and then add my vegetable as well. So we're gonna season this with a little bit of salt and black pepper, just to make sure that the flavor is good. So give this a little mix after adding salt and black pepper. Alright, now we're gonna add our sirloin back. Just arrange it very nice, and then we're gonna add our vegetables. Alright, everyone, I'm getting close on finishing adding all my vegetable. So this is how it looks, everyone. This is ready to be baked. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover this with the aluminum foil. That way it will cook faster, and we can keep the moist inside the skillet.
And this is how I wrap my skillet, everyone. So now I'm going to transfer this in my oven.
I'm going to put this in
and
the
remember,
oven
we
and
preheated the oven on 300
for 3
degrees.
hours, and I'm not going to bother this one at all. I'm just going to let this cook.
Roast is going to be there for 3 hours.
And my sirloin roast is done, everyone, and this is how it looks. It looks so good, everyone, and it made the house smell so good. Those carrots and potato was just cooked perfectly. And this is how my roast looks. It's a perfect pair with carrots and potatoes. And you know, you can pair this with some flour tortillas or just rice. So now what I'm doing in here, everyone, is putting the carrots and potatoes in a different bowl. That way it's easier for me to shred the sirloin. Now that the vegetable is done, I'm gonna start shredding this sirloin. So we're gonna be pairing this with some flour tortilla, and then put the vegetable inside the tortilla as well. And this is how it looks, everyone, after I shred the sirloin. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer this in a serving bowl. That way it's easier for us to get the portion that we need. And everyone, this is how my sirloin roast look, and this is the vegetable, and we're gonna be pairing this with some flour tortilla, of course, and we have some cheese to go with this and some hot sauce. So I hope that you enjoy this recipe, everyone, and if you give this a try, please let me know in the comments down below, and if you have any recipe requests, please let me know as well. Thank you for watching. Bye bye, everyone.